the Israeli VC and the global VC appear to be in some kind of downturn or going through a change. How would this affect, if at all, the Israeli startup industry, do you think?
First of all, I think we have to discriminate between two areas. You know, startup industry is big because you have startups of internet, startup of infrastructure, startup of enterprise, etc. I can talk on my area, which is consumer-facing internet applications, and today, because of the developments on the internet and the appearance of platforms and APIs and SDKs and web services, etc., the barrier to entry to innovation became much lower than, let's say, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, you had to develop everything from the beginning. Today, you have a lot of services, so kid with a good idea can create a product, successful product, for a very low budget. Which means that the financing, the early entry can be done by much lower budget, and you see the emergence of super angels and incubators and a lot of machineries which enable a lot of startups to start fast. Also in this area, you have a stage of kind of natural filtration because you have to come to the market, and then the market give you very quickly a verdict whether it want the product or not. So to this area, money is available, and we see, on the contrary, we see more and more startups, much bigger number of early stage startups because of the capital efficiency. Later on, when the product grows, then there is an issue how to develop the product. Traditionally, you develop the product by pouring more money into it until you were able to reach a break-even point. Mm-hmm. When the startup is nimble and when you put a lot of money, a small amount of money, it's easier to get to the break-even. What happened in Israel is that there is a parade of lot of international companies which identified Israel as a hotbed for innovation and creativity, and they like the energy and the nimbleness and the rapid reaction time, and they come here, and what they usually do, they are buying local small companies. They keep the companies in Israel, they finance the companies, enable them to hire more people, and out of which centers of excellence are being developed for many companies. I mentioned before that one of my companies was sold to eBay like 3 months ago, and this is a little bit of a shameless promotion. And all of us were very glad when eBay told the guys who created the company, was like 26 years old guy, that they stay in Israel, they stay in the same place where they are, they have to hire more people, and they will create the Israel Social Center, which is a terrific development from a small startup to something which will have access to one of the most revered and biggest players in e-commerce, and this will create more jobs in Israel and will enable more technology and more funding coming to Israel. So I think this model of creating a nimble startup and then finding a strategic investor in the beginning, and then hopefully the strategic investor is buying it, is a terrific model, and it's responsible to the success of Israel, at least in the internet-facing, in the consumer-facing part of the internet.
And also gives the Israeli startup industry, at least that part of it, a way to succeed even in a global economic recession, because it's actually a way to get through that recession and remain alive and vibrant, I would think.
Yeah, it's true, but also we have to realize that when we talk about the recession, its effects on consumer-facing internet is lower than its effect on banks, for instance, and its effect on Israel, it's lower than on its effect on Greece. So somehow it's not, the recession, what I'm trying to say, is not equally distributed. Mm-hmm. And the parts that right now we are involved in seems to suffer less than the rest. Also, we have to thank our great governor of the Bank of Israel, who somehow increasing the reserve. I think he has a printing shop in the basement of his house, and in the night he prints dollars. So I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing really miracles.
Thank you.